Smartphones have become an essential part of our lives. We use them for work, communication, entertainment, and sometimes even for hours of reading every day. But there's one problem that most phones never really try to solve: the eye strain. Bright screens, aggressive blue light, and reflective glass panels mean that after long hours of use, our eyes simply get tired. And that's exactly where TCL decided to do something different. Instead of competing only with faster processors or bigger camera sensors, TCL focused on something far more fundamental: the comfort. This is the NXT Paper 7D Pro, and after spending time using it as a daily phone, the interesting thing about this device isn't how powerful it is, it's how different it feels. So, watch to find out. Before talking about the phone itself, it's important to understand the technology behind it. The NXT Paper is TCL's attempt to bridge the gap between traditional smartphone displays and e-reader screens. Think about the experience of reading on a Kindle. The screen feels calm, there's almost no glare, and your eyes don't get tired even after long reading sessions. NXT Paper tries to recreate that experience, but with the full capabilities of a smartphone. To achieve this, TCL uses multiple optical layers inside the display. There's a light scattering layer that softens the way light reaches your eyes, a color filter that keeps colors natural rather than overly saturated, and a matte anti-glare surface that removes reflections almost completely. The result is a display that feels very different from traditional glass screens. Swiping across it almost feels like touching paper. And surprisingly, that small difference changes the entire experience of using the phone. When you first hold the NXT Paper 7D Pro, the design immediately reflects its purpose. The matte screen surface stands out right away. There's no mirror-like reflection, no harsh glare under lights, just a calm, textured display that feels closer to paper than glass. The phone itself feels solid and well-built. At around 208 grams and roughly 8 millimeters thick, it sits comfortably in the hand despite the large screen size. The back panel has a subtle matte texture which improves grip and does a good job hiding fingerprints. This isn't a flashy flagship design, but it feels thoughtful. Everything about the device seems built around the idea of long reading sessions and comfortable daily use. The buttons are exactly where you expect them. The frame feels sturdy, and the device carries an IP68 rating for water and dust resistance. So while the NXT Paper 7D Pro may look simple, it feels durable and purposeful. The display is easily the most important feature here. The NXT Paper 7D Pro uses a large 6.9-inch panel with a 2K resolution and a refresh rate of 120 Hz. On paper, those numbers look similar to many modern smartphones. But the real difference comes from how the display behaves. The matte surface almost completely eliminates glare. Using the phone outdoors feels surprisingly comfortable because reflections are minimal. Another interesting feature is the dedicated NXT Paper switch on the side of the phone. With a single press, you can change how the screen behaves. The standard mode shows full color like a normal smartphone. Another mode reduces color saturation to around 50%, making the display easier on the eyes. And a third mode turns the screen completely black and white. That last mode is clearly designed for reading. And when you switch to it, the phone genuinely feels closer to an e-reader than a typical smartphone. The device also supports the T-Pen stylus, which means it can double as a note-taking device. The slightly textured display actually improves the writing experience, giving it a more natural feel compared to smooth glass panels. Inside the NXT Paper 7D Pro is a MediaTek Dimensity 7300 processor, paired with 8 GB of RAM. This clearly places the device in the mid-range category. But in daily use, performance feels surprisingly smooth. Opening apps, browsing the web, checking emails, and navigating the interface all happen without noticeable delays. Multitasking works well. Switching between apps rarely causes slowdowns. Casual games run comfortably. Even heavier titles can run at lower settings without major problems. But this is not a gaming-focused phone, and that's completely fine. The device prioritizes efficiency and comfort over raw power. Storage starts at 256 GB and can often be expanded using a microSD card. That's a welcome addition that many modern phones have removed. If you're still watching at this point, respect. You're built different. For the battery life and software, the NXT Paper 70 Pro runs Android 16 with TCL's custom interface. The software feels clean and relatively light. Some basic AI features are included, such as voice transcription and note organization. Google Gemini is also integrated into the system, but one of the most interesting aspects of the phone is its stylus experience. Because of the screen's textured surface, writing with the T Pen feels more natural than on most glass displays. It actually mimics the feeling of writing on paper. That said, extremely fast note-taking can sometimes reveal slight delays between the stylus movement and the on-screen response. It's not a major issue, but it's noticeable if you write very quickly. One of the biggest advantages of NXT Paper technology is power efficiency. The phone includes a 5200 mAh battery, and during testing, battery life was genuinely impressive. Moderate use could easily stretch across multiple days. For reading specifically, the results were even better. It was possible to get around 4 days of regular reading on a single charge. And when the screen displays static content like a book page or document, power consumption drops significantly. Charging is handled by 33-watt fast charging. It's not the fastest on the market, but it's quick enough. You can reach around 50% in roughly 30 minutes. A full charge takes about an hour and a half. The camera system on the NXT Paper 70 Pro is what you'd expect from a solid mid-ranger. The main camera has a 50-megapixel sensor. It is joined by 8-megapixel for ultra-wide sensor and a 32-megapixel selfie camera on the front. The rear camera can capture 4K at 30 frames video. TCL's phones are not known for their cameras, so hopefully the company has made some tweaks to the processing this year. In good lighting conditions, the main camera performs admirably. Photos are generally sharp with decent detail and natural-looking colors. TCL's image processing tends to lean towards a more realistic look rather than oversaturation, which is appreciated. Dynamic range is respectable, capable of handling bright skies and shadowy foregrounds without completely blowing out highlights or crushing shadows. The ultra-wide lens offers a broader perspective, useful for landscapes or group shots, though image quality naturally takes a slight dip in detail compared to the main sensor. Low light performance is where most mid-range phones, including the NXT Paper 70 Pro, show their limitations. While it likely includes a dedicated night mode, images can become softer, exhibit more noise, and lose some detail. It's certainly capable of capturing usable shots in dimmer environments, but don't expect flagship-level clarity or brightness. The front-facing camera is perfectly adequate for video calls, social media selfies, and general use, delivering clear and well-exposed shots in good light. For those who want to document their lives without fuss, the 70 Pro's camera system will serve them well. It's reliable and produces good results when lighting is on your side, but it won't be setting any photographic benchmarks. In the end, so should you buy the NXT Paper 70 Pro? If you want flagship performance, this is not the phone for you. If you care mostly about gaming or camera power, there are better options. But if you spend hours reading, browsing, or studying on your phone, the NXT Paper display changes the experience in a meaningful way. Your eyes feel less tired, outdoor readability is excellent, battery life is impressive, and the overall experience feels calm and comfortable. This phone isn't trying to compete with the biggest flagships, it's trying to create its own category. And in many ways, it does exactly that. The NXT Paper 70 Pro is a refreshing departure from the norm. It doesn't aim to be the fastest, the most powerful, or have the best camera. Instead, it meticulously focuses on delivering a genuinely comfortable and eye-friendly smartphone experience. And in that regard, it absolutely excels. In conclusion, the 70 Pro carves out a unique and highly appealing niche. It's more than just a phone. It's a statement about prioritizing well-being in our digital lives. By making eye comfort its paramount feature, TCL has delivered a device that genuinely enhances the user experience for a large segment of the population. If you're tired of tired eyes and want a smartphone that genuinely cares about your vision, the NXT Paper Pro might just be the visionary handset you've been waiting for. So, would you choose an eye-friendly display like this over a traditional smartphone screen? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. And goodbye.